Yo, welcome back to another episode of the Straighten Up Podcast. Just quick little disclaimer for this week's episode. About halfway through the recording, there was some audio technicalities that went south on us. So we tried to fix it. If it sucks, it sucks. I'm sorry. If it's great and you didn't notice, ignore this.
But if it sucks,
don't
tell us.
Don't tell us.
Just shut up.
Because we know that it sucks.
Yeah. So
okay?
Straighten up.
So straighten up and suck it up and just listen to this week's episode like the good little boys and girls and none other boys and girls that listen. Okay? Okay. Now, since we didn't realize that this disclaimer would happen, there is another intro after this one, so...
Without further ado...
Yeah, here's the second intro. Bye. Welcome back
to the Straighten Up Podcast. If you haven't already, go follow some of our socials. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Subscribe.
Yeah.
Or don't, just stick around, see how you like it. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dad. Tell your little sister, tell them all how you feel. And I'm about to crack open this Arizona sweet tea.
Me too. Ready?
You ready?
1, 2, 3.
Sweet. Oh.
Yeah,
nothing so smooth. We are not sponsored by them. It'd be kind of cool, but
yeah, we do love Arizona sweet tea. We actually just cleared out a Dollar General. Like, when I say cleared them out,
they had 2.5 12-packs. So,
you know what we did, right? I mean, for the low price of 95 cents a can. What do you think? Like, inflation isn't hitting Arizona sweet tea?
Right.
Come on.
No. So, Jordan and I are walking through Dollar General, and it was the longest walk from the back of the store to the front, to the cash register, and there's only one lady working, and we're sitting there, and she's ringing up all my 12 Arizona sweet teas. Tick, 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 tick. And Jordan is sitting behind me, and he goes, so, you like Arizona sweet tea? And I turned around and I said, no, do you? And he said, no, not at all. And I said, what you got yours for? And he said, what did you say, Jordan?
I asked you that question.
Oh, yeah, you asked me. You said, what you got yours for? And I said, child's birthday party. And so I get my teas, and I was like, see you later, dude. Nice meeting you.
And the lady hadn't realized that I also had my own 12-pack of Arizona tea. So when I smacked mine down on the counter, she started giggling. And yeah, it was funny.
Yeah.
I love Arizona sweet tea though.
But yeah, welcome back. If you
Yeah,
haven't
welcome
already, check out some of our previous episodes. I think we're shooting to release a new one every Wednesday, right?
Every freaking Wednesday,
every
baby.
Wednesday, dude. Okay. What we got today, Jordan? What we got?
I wanted to start off, how'd you handle the storm last night? It was pretty bad.
I don't care.
It could have been like pretty serious though.
It could have been, but it wasn't.
Tornado?
Yeah.
Like that could have been bad.
It never even touched the ground, did it?
Not near here.
Did it even touch the ground anywhere?
I don't know.
Because whenever we were watching the news, we were watching Yellowstone, and then Grandma called and was like, hey, there's a tornado coming. Looks like it's heading right towards your county. So then we stopped watching our TV show and put on the news for about 10 minutes, and they were like, well, if you're in this county, and it's the county next to us, and they were like, take shelter. But it didn't even, rain till 11. They said the storm warning was effect till 8:45. It didn't even rain till 11.
It didn't rain here at all. And that's what was weird, because you walk outside and there's a tornado around, and it's just completely calm, no wind, none of the trees were even moving.
The clouds. I looked up at the clouds, and the clouds were moving pretty hardcore.
I don't know.
The wind was blowing north, but the storm was coming south.
Yeah.
So I think that's where the twist was.
Mm-hmm. It could have been real bad.
But north, if you walked out and got on our front porch and looked north, it was black.
It got dark here quicker than usual, but it
Yeah.
wasn't pitch black.
No, this was like, this was dark.
But this is me leading into, do you have any, like, severe storm memories? Or stories?
Not really.
Because I've got two that like, one I vividly remember, and the other, I was really young. I used to live in Texas a long time ago. I was maybe 4.
Was your dad stationed in Texas?
Yeah.
Is that why you were?
3? So I was maybe 3 or 4, and there was a tornado. I don't know how accurate this is, like to what actually happened. But I was asleep while I guess there was a tornado going on nearby or in our general area. Right. And I was asleep, and I remember having this dream about this golden dragon spinning like a tornado outside of my window. So I don't know how close it was, but I do remember waking up the next day and there had been a tornado.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I've never had any, like, I've never been afraid of storms.
I love rain.
I'm
a big rain guy.
Yeah.
I love lightning and stuff. Like, I love it feels like there's a lot of power in a storm. But
you don't like the threat.
The threat doesn't really intimidate me like it used to.
Right. I don't think I've ever really been that afraid of storms.
I'm afraid of dealing with the consequences of a storm rather than I am afraid of the actual storm. Like,
yeah, I gotcha.
Going through, like, if my house got ripped up, that wouldn't be scary until after. Like, I've got nowhere to live.
Right.
Like, what do I do after that?
Call me.
Well, yeah.
Call me when you need a friend. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. All right, sorry.
Yeah, so you don't have any stories like that?
Not really. I have a couple of...
What about, like, the Henry... Because,
I remember that one.
For anyone nearby, or not nearby, there was probably about 10 years ago. I think it was 2012. I could be wrong, but I know...
We were in 3rd grade.
Yeah, 10 years ago.
It was about this time.
Yeah. There was a big tornado that came through Henryville, Indiana. And it messed up just about everything except the church, which is pretty crazy. But it started reaching out towards, where we're from, which is a little bit more south. And
well, the thing about that is I don't know that a tornado would come through the burg.
But
we're in the valley.
But it was also
Henryville's not in the valley.
It was kind of unheard of, though. Like, a tornado hadn't been that close, so no one had known. Like, everybody was in panic mode.
Yeah.
But I was in. I was way too old to be in this, but I wasn't old enough to be at the point where I was watching my brother at home. I was in, like, a daycare system, so. I would ride I was probably like 5th or 6th grade. Like, I would ride the bus to this daycare place just because my parents didn't think I was able enough to watch my brother at home by ourselves. And, whatever. But this daycare went on full lockdown. They put everybody in the bathroom, and I remember my mom was on her way to come pick us up. And she had they wouldn't let us leave with her. So she had to wait with us until the storm passed, and we were there for like 12 hours.
I want to say my mom picked me up early.
Yeah, well, yeah. So
like I was also in a daycare system, but I want to say my mom picked me up early before the storm.
That was a crazy storm. I'm surprised nothing happened to us. Like it blows my mind that all of the destruction was in one spot and not a little more spread out.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tornadoes are the scariest natural disaster.
Speaking of, what's up with the tornado in Fortnite?
I don't mind it.
What does it do?
It just tears stuff apart, and you can fly up out of it. Like if you walk into it, you can use your glider and fly out.
Okay, so it doesn't like. What if like, because I've seen like the cars get just thrown across the sky.
If a car lands on you, it might kill you. I don't know. I don't know.
That and the freaking dragon. What's the deal with that thing?
The big dinosaur?
Yeah, the thing that looks like Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon.
That thing's dope. The only thing that sucks about it is it takes good loot. So if like
yeah, but like it takes so much loot. So can you kill it?
If you shoot at it, it'll fight you.
I threw. And another thing about Fortnite, I'm starting to less and less like this game.
Why is that?
Because none of the guns are good.
Yes, I agree.
They took away the SCAR.
That's been gone.
I know, but that was the best gun that was ever in the game. What's with the little MK7?
I like that gun.
I hate that gun.
I like that gun.
I'll tell you what I'm good with, though. I'm good with the Ranger assault rifle.
Ew.
I'm a master at that. Total destruction with that thing. Total destruction.
How do you even aim? Like I like that like the MK goes full Call of Duty mode. And like
yeah, but you're all over the place.
Well, you play on a controller. I haven't played on a controller in maybe 2 years. I've been on that keyboard and mouse, so I know how to fight the recoil.
Yeah,
you just drag down on a mouse and it's
okay,
easy. So I hit headshots.
Yeah, you gotta like reset on a controller. You can't like keep looking down or you'll shoot at the ground. And
that game's so difficult. If you're not always playing,
yeah, you can't just pick it up and
you can't casually play that game anymore.
So many sweats play that freaking game.
All these little 10-year-olds, dude. They're
it's ridiculous.
They're growing up in the right generation. You know what I feel like I didn't do? Grow up in the right generation.
I feel the same way, but I feel like my generation, I'm different though. Like, I'm an old soul.
I feel like I should be. I feel like I don't really resonate with a lot of the things that people enjoy right now. And it blows my mind that we're not millennials.
Yeah.
Like, I understand so many millennial references and jokes, and I was around for what they got to experience, and I grew up on those things. So for me to not be a millennial kind of pisses me off.
Yeah.
Because it just sounds cooler than whatever Gen Z. Are we Gen Z?
I think so.
I don't care.
I don't either. That's generation things is overrated.
I agree. So what aspect of your life do you feel like you don't fit in to what
the modern day
your generation's
modern day
is?
Technology?
You don't like that?
I do, but at the same time, I don't want to learn how to code. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather, give me a 4-wheeler and tell me to take off, and I'll go.
I don't know if that's really the same thing. I think that's an environmental difference, not a technological difference.
What do you mean?
Because your 4-wheelers and your whatever your your favorite things are, those still came out in a time where my favorite things came out.
Yeah. Okay.
You get what I mean?
Yeah, I gotcha.
That's not necessarily a generational thing.
But
it's just an environmental.
I could do without social media and
100%.
I feel like most of that is just getting more and more toxic.
I hate social media.
Like Snapchat is getting super toxic.
I'm almost off of Snapchat. like completely,
Mhm.
almost.
Yeah. I only talk to like 2 people on Snapchat.
I don't know why I only talk to you on Snapchat, but sometimes I'll text you. I talk to you on a few different places. I'll talk to you, and then maybe Drake. And
Yeah.
I think that's all I really text on Snap.
Yeah.
Everyone else, they've got my phone number, and I don't. Snapchat doesn't feel as genuine anymore. 2-3 years ago, completely different story. Snapchat was the wave to text everybody.
Yeah. Yeah. But now, like, I hate Snapchat.
It's now I feel like if you text me on Snapchat, it's not important.
Yeah.
If you message me through iMessage or like a different social media platform, I'm there immediately. Like
Yeah.
if someone tweets at me, I'm checking Twitter immediately.
Yeah.
If someone iMessages me, I'm checking it ASAP. And I just think Snapchat has kind of killed some of the brain cells.
Yeah. 100%. Well, the thing about Snapchat is like the Snap scores and the best friends list.
I hate that. That's where it's toxic.
That's where it's toxic. Because it'll give you different emojis for how long you've been talking to different people and how fast you snap them back. I text back quick.
Yeah.
I get it over with. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you can't have a conversation with anybody anymore on Snapchat.
I agree.
Like, you can take a picture and then send it. No caption, no nothing. And then they'll take another picture and send it back to you. Like, this sending pictures of your face back and forth is kind of stupid.
I hate when it'd be different if it was like your entire face, but the fact that most people are making it
like the forehead or the side.
Just their chin and their ear.
Yeah.
Like, that is stupid with no caption. It's different if you write a message.
Right.
But if it's just your face, you trying to keep a streak, like, what does that number really do at the end of the day?
Exactly.
At the end of the day, what does that matter?
Yeah.
I think Snapchat's, I think it's dying.
I wish it would.
Maybe we're just getting older.
I think that's what it is. And, like, I see that on TikTok a lot. Like, it'd be like maturing is realizing that Snapchat is toxic. Or, you know, maturing is realizing that you're not the only one if Snapchat still exists. And I'm thinking, you know what? Screw this, you know? But I think that's... And I guess you're right. You know, it could be us getting older. Because, like... But at the same time, our parents didn't have Snapchat.
Yeah, but I'm sure they still had forms of being toxic that they grew out of.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think, and we're two very mature individuals, even for. And
I think that's what it is. I think it's us being mature in ourselves and being confident in ourselves to where the toxicity is just childish at this point.
Like it's almost more businesslike to me. Like. It's so childish to know, like, text me on snap me real quick, snap me.
Mm-hmm.
It means more to me in terms of I need to respond to you, but also you respect me enough to make this a serious message.
Right.
So I think,
and I don't want to have to save conversations.
Mm-hmm. I think that the only thing that I love about Snapchat is the memories.
Right. That's the only reason I haven't deleted the app.
Because I've got so much of my young
that you don't have in your camera roll.
Late childhood.
Right.
And I get I could go back and save all that stuff, but I've got a lot of memories because I was brainwashed to use Snapchat from like 13.
Yeah, whenever they came out with it.
Yeah. I mean, that's almost 7 years worth of memories that I've got on Snapchat.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, like, there was a girl on Snapchat last night that posted, hang, ? And you know her thoughts were impure, but how many guys slid up and was like, yeah, let's do it. Aside from her being like, you know, I want to hang out with this person. Yeah. And straight up texting him.
Snapchat has turned people into pretty horrible people.
Snapchat and Tinder.
Tinder's different.
Tinder's toxic though.
It can be, but that's the intent. Like, it's designed to be
Yeah,
that
it
way.
is. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but I do feel like I grew up in the wrong generation. Like, I love.
Well, and another thing, like, I do too. I love the is this where you're going at? I love being in this life that I'm in, but I feel like a few more years before would be perfect. I think I'm outdated.
I think that, but I also think that makes us more unique now.
And yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we're almost carrying not a legacy, but we're continuing to represent what's not the norm.
Mm-hmm. And that's my family.
Yeah.
My family is like that. Like, we were talking, my mom and I were talking yesterday about how this person that's hanging around my cousin, her and her family will fight over the phone. And then Christmas will come, or Thanksgiving, or some get together, and they won't say a word. A lot of talk behind a screen.
Yeah.
You know, and people get this big head behind them, behind a cell phone.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I hate that. My family, like with my family, my mom and my aunt got into it at Christmas. They were talking over the phone, and my cousin said something, or it wasn't my aunt, it was my cousin. She said something to my mom, and I was like, okay, we'll talk about it next time I see you. Hangs up. Next time she saw her happened to be Thanksgiving. They went at it in the middle of dinner, settled it. Everybody was fine afterwards.
Dude, what if they had like a wrestling match?
That's almost happened.
No way.
Dude, that's almost happened. It was with a set of brothers in my family, and they like, so one of them had been married. They're not married. They've been married. They got married in October, but they had been together for like 7 years. He and his girlfriend, and so it was real power couple energy. And excuse me, they his younger brother had just gotten a girlfriend and brought her to Easter. So his younger brother was acting all big and bad, and like,
as they do.
Yeah, they were getting ready, fighting like brothers. And so his older brother grabbed a brick and was like, "You want to beat my ass? Let's go." And they about threw down right at Easter.
Dang.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, it was rough.
That's got to be because there's girls.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Because like guys,
the testosterone wouldn't be flexed if
it was
wasn't
just
women.
Yeah. Dude, yeah. Have you ever been in a fight? Like a fist fight?
Not where somebody's fought back.
You ever fought Bo?
No.
Has he ever fought you?
Yes.
Did he win?
I've hit him one time, and I think it hurt him.
Yeah. Has he
And
fought you since?
I got yelled at pretty
hard. Has he fought
for
you
it.
since, though?
No.
So you messed him up.
I mean, he doesn't really get all that angry with me.
Yeah. He's probably past that. Or he's about to get into it.
I think it's I think it's about to, because he's in 4th grade, so it's about to happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I sleep well knowing that I'm the bigger brother. So
You sleep well?
I do.
You got a lot
Sometimes.
You got a lot of dreams?
I do. Yeah. I got a lot of. I had night terrors as a kid, so like, I've dreamed.
What do you consider a night terror? What is a night terror?
I woke up screaming. It was a nightmare, but I was a kid, and it was bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember like what happened? What happened?
So like, my grandma lived on a hill, and it was a pretty steep hill, and she would call people to come and mow. Like, she'd have mowing companies come mow. And so in this dream, and she lived by the projects. So in this dream, they were mowing, and I lost my skateboard. My skateboard rolled down the hill into the projects. And so I ran down across the street, and because I grew up in that house. I grew up right next to the projects.
Mm-hmm.
And so I ran down across the street, and then I ran into this guy's front yard to get my skateboard. And as I'm grabbing for my skateboard, this guy grabs me by the back of the neck and like looks at me and sticks his finger down my throat.
That's the terror?
Yeah, dude.
Okay, how far did it go?
Like
If I had that dream right now, I'd wake up giggling.
I would too right now, but
Like what just happened?
right, but at
Yeah.
freaking 3,
Yeah. Dude, I think I've got sleep paralysis. There's been a few times where I've had a nightmare and then woken up in like with my where I can't move.
I think I got sleep apnea.
No, but sleep paralysis. Have you ever had it?
No,
So I figured something out. Do you know like what the concept of it is?
no.
Pretty much you have like so bad of a nightmare that you wake up in the middle of your nightmare and you can hallucinate, or most people see something standing over them or in the corner of their room and you can't move. So it's happened here. It happened in an old house. But the time it happened in this room, I had woken up and I was sleeping on my back. I've noticed that it's only when I sleep on my back that I get it. But I was sleeping on my back and I woke up and I was stuck staring at the ceiling and you can't move. And there was this like demon figure over top of me, and I just couldn't do anything about it. And you can't scream, like you're stuck. But I learned, because I was trying to move. You're trying to move so hard, but you can't. But I was trying to move, and in the dream state, I felt my hands come up in front of my face, but they weren't there. And that's when I concluded that it's still a dream.
That's crazy.
I'm not hallucinating, but when you're in sleep paralysis, you're still dreaming, and that's why you can't scream, and that's why you can't see. But I my arms were very clearly moving. Like if you flex your bicep, you know that your hands are elevated.
Yeah.
And that happened. So that's how I know that I've had it and maybe actually regularly have it. But those have provoked some of the craziest nightmares I've ever had.
Yeah.
Like when you can feel them and you wake up and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But sleep apnea? What about that?
I don't know. I don't know that I do it.
I feel like I might talk in my sleep.
Oh, I 100% do.
But like I'm worried to I'm very nervous to set up a camera and see. Because
me too.
What if I'm doing some weird stuff?
Well, what if some weird stuff happens while you're asleep?
Yeah.
Like you hear footsteps, but you're
home alone.
Yeah.
Or what if you just sit up, just straight up out of nowhere, and you go, chicken tenders, and then you fall back asleep.
I've sleepwalked before.
I've sleptwalked before. I sleptwalked out of a movie theater once.
That's hilarious.
I feel like I may have told that story on this.
Maybe.
I mean, I'll tell it again.
I mean, I don't know.
I fell asleep when Sherlock Holmes came out. Do you remember with Robert Downey Jr.? The new Sherlock Holmes movie came out?
I never watched it, but okay.
It was in theater, and it was real long of a movie.
I don't ever remember hearing this story.
I fell asleep in the theater, and
these things got some freaking weight to them.
Yeah, you could hurt somebody with an Arizona tea. I fell asleep in the theater though, and when it came time to leave, my mom was like, "Okay, Jordan, let's go." I didn't wake up, but I stood up and walked out of the theater and got in the car and buckled up. Slept, walk out.
That's crazy.
And they thought I was awake. I was asleep.
I remember I got up and walked to my mom's room, and I was like, yeah, I got to go tell Mom this. I get up and walk to Mom's room and just stand in her doorway. I forgot what I was going to go do, and I stood in her doorway for probably a solid minute and a half, and then I walked back to my room and fall back asleep. And I woke up the next morning and I was like, did I come into your room? She goes, yeah, what'd you need? And I was like, I don't know. Just kind of walked into your room and then walked back out. And she was like, were you sleepwalking? I said, if that's what it was, then yeah. So.
Yeah, sleepwalking's pretty neat. I think that we can ease into the sus time off this, though.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
Weirdest. This comes from Seth. So shout out Seth. Thanks for the suggestion. He wants to know about our weirdest sleepover experiences. You got any of those?
I got one.
Shoot.
It was me and all my cousins, and it was me, Luke's little brother, Peebo, our cousin Cable, and
that's a cool name.
The guy next door. His name was Ethan. He wasn't our cousin. He was just there. Pretty cool guy.
Mm-hmm.
Now he used to be just a little hood rat, but now Luke had a girl over who wasn't our cousin, and they were chilling, and we had a bonfire going. We were in 4th grade, 5th grade, something like that, and Luke was in 6th grade, 7th grade, something like that, and Luke had a girl over, and we had a bonfire going in a tent outside because we were sleeping in the tent that night. And so everybody was jealous of Luke having this girl, and they were sitting by the fire, and his little brother Peebo starts kind of walking through the trees, through the ditch line, like watching them. And then you hear him sprint back like a bunny, and he's at the tent. It was like a cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, Luke kiss Kendra, Luke kiss Kendra, like crying and shit. And he was like, I don't know what to do. So we all get out of the tent, and Luke and Kendra come back to where the tent is. It's probably 50 yards away, 70 yards away, something like that. And it's all the way across the field from the bonfire.
Mm-hmm.
And we're sitting there, and we're all just kind of chit-chatting it up. And I guess Luke's uncle grabbed a bucket of oil, and he dumped it on the fire. So
jeez.
The flames just went to the moon almost. Yeah. And so you could see it all the way across the field, just whoosh, and just get 10 feet up in the air. And then Kendra looks at the fire, and we're all we're all boys, so we're just kind of like chilling,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear Kendra go, ooh, big fire. And in between the fire and the tent, there's a fire hydrant on the side of the road. She starts running right beside the road, and you hear, ooh, big fire. Boom. Starts bawling, dude. She busted her knee open on that fire hydrant. We ended up calling her dad, and then we all were like Luke was crying and Peebo was crying. Like everybody that liked her was like freaking out, thinking that she was,
just gonna die. How bad was it though?
She was cut open pretty big.
Dang.
Yeah, but that's my weird sleepover. And like anytime we're over like at each other's house or something, anytime we have a fire and they're around, that's always a good story to tell.
Yeah. Mine are a little more, they're less gory but more violent. Yeah, I think I've really only got one. We'll substitute their names. I think Siley and Pat works.
Because nobody will guess that.
Nobody. So it's my birthday party one year, and the house we're living in has this attic, and you can pull it down, and there's enough room for there to be some cool stuff up there. So we put a TV up there. We put my Xbox up there. It was like my little bedroom away from my bedroom because I shared with my brother.
Mm-hmm.
So our what was our bedroom was more so his bedroom because I had the attic. I just slept downstairs. But we're upstairs, and the night's winding down. Everybody's falling asleep one by one. Who are we gonna draw a mustache on? Who are we gonna last one asleep gets to sleep peacefully. And Siley and Pat, I guess they were the last two awake. But everyone else is asleep, and out of nowhere, you just hear freaking Mike Tyson and his sparring partner going at it. And it's just like, what the heck? It is 4 a.m. Why are you fighting right now?
It is 7 a.m.
7 a.m. But they're fighting. They're fighting.
Brawling.
Yes, fighting. And I forget who it was. I'm going to assume that Pat picked up Siley, but he picked him up, and Buddy Batista bombs him. If our house was maybe 10 years older, he may have went through the ceiling. Into the below.
into the
below.
unknown.
Yeah. Into the unknown.
No, shut up.
I kind of hit that.
You did hit that. Good job. Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah, but they were fighting, and I don't know what sparked it. I don't think anyone does.
I don't think a fight between them two has to be sparked.
I have several stories about fights between them two, but never at 4 a.m. So I think maybe I was 9, maybe 10, but it was weird to go to sleep and then wake up next to 4 other of your best friends, and then 2 more guys are just freaking fighting like Street Fighter.
Yeah.
They were using Nerf guns and stuff to hit each other.
Grabs a metal chair.
For real. They were just using whatever.
Yeah.
They were just
We
beating
used
each
to
other
do
up.
that.
But it was just so random. Whoever fell asleep first clearly had something done to them to provoke the other one to get pissed off. But I think that's the weirdest I've ever had.
Yeah.
So hopefully that answers your question, Seth. Pretty normal, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, especially for kids.
Yeah.
Just start fighting or bust their knee open.
Yeah. So injuries, pretty normal. Yeah, but I think that might have to do it for this one. It might be a little short, it might be a little long, I'm not sure. Yeah, but I think that's going to wrap it up for this week's episode. Make sure to leave us some more straighten up suggestions on our Instagram or TikTok or Twitter or whatever. If you know us personally, reach out. And we will talk about your suggestion on a future episode.
Yep.
Okay.
That'll
right.
do it for the Straighten Up Podcast.
That's going to do it for the Straighten Up Podcast.
Yes,
All right, guys.
sir. See ya.
See ya.